I have a present for you today. I was hanging out with Eltharian Shades. He seemed like a nice guy. He seemed like a cool dude. He was fun and chat. So I thought I'd try out a new build on him. This is a theory-crafted build I had. And then the game after this, I tried it again. Tried to correct some mistakes. And fight Lenorm with it. And Lenorm clapped me. So Deathmaster Snitch is not meta for a lot of reasons. But yeah, so I don't think... I just don't think he's viable right now. Less than 4,000 health is really brutal. And some foot characters are invincible, but not my poor Snitch. So if you're taking any element of this build, you might want to cut Snitch and get, like, honestly, Tretch, or cut the ESHIN Sorcerer and Snitch and get, like, a Grayseer. But otherwise, I do like this build, so let's talk about it really briefly. Like, here's the serious part. So this wasn't completely fucking around. I did want to try this. Deathmaster Snitch against Beastmen. I can net their Lord. He can do his spinny spin if he gets surrounded, but mostly I wanted him for this minus leadership and melee defense. And then I took the ESHIN Sorcerer, and the only spell I gave him was Armor of Darkness, which if you overcast it is area of effect. It's plus 60 armor, minus 20% missile resist, but I don't give a shit about that. I'm just after the armor. And then I have my Wolf Rats, so if we get into a fight, my Wolf Rats and Rat Ogres with 15 and 30 armor apiece could get 60 in an AoE, and all of a sudden I'd have armored Wolf Rats and Rat Ogres versus Beastmen who probably aren't bringing any armor piercing. So there was my genius idea. 4 Wolf Rats, 4 Rat Ogres, a front line of Skaven Slaves, and the buffed Stormvermin Sword and Shield. Buffed, just making them cheaper, but I honestly think that is fine. At 950 gold, they're not great, but they are a nice little surprise piece that the opponent will have to keep an eye out for. They'll need to bring some sort of armor piercing, and their 44 melee defense is not that bad. Then we also have 2 Plague Monks in the back. I have been liking these guys for a couple patches now. They're very cost-effective with Frenzy. They have good stats, and they have bonus versus infantry. They're just good. Plague Monks are good, and they're cheap, 650 apiece. Packmaster as well, for the Shock Collar to buff up some of these Molder monsters I'm using. And that's really the idea of the build. That's the whole build. You just want to run at them, rush them, beat them down, use armor to make your Molder monsters tanky. Yeah, I don't know. I've been losing a lot on Skaven when I stuck with my traditional Poison Globes and Gisele's builds and stuff. And, like, shooting units just have so much jank in them. Like, they'll drop orders or they'll walk into melee or they won't throw or things like that. And actually, Sippa, who I cast a different game from recently, was talking to me and just saying, like, hey, man, I've been having a lot more success just going, like, pure melee and reducing the amount of jank that there is. And taking his advice, I have been winning a lot more. On the other side, for the Beastmen of Eltharian Shades, we have 4 Ungor Herds, 4 Ungor Raiders, and then 2 Razorgore Herds, a Jibber Jabber Scythe, Morgar the Shadowgave, a Braceman of Wilds with Traderkin, the Butchers of Kalkengard, ROR Minotaurs, and 3 Centaurs off in the distance. Let's get into it. Sorry for the long intro. I was just very excited about this build, and I wanted to talk to you about it. So we're running in. My Skaven Slaves and Stormvermin and Plague Monks should make very short work of the Beastmen front line, but Razorgore Herds are a problem I wasn't anticipating dealing with. Their armor piercing could be rather annoying versus my Stormvermin, so we got to do something about that. There's a lot to micro, and this was a new build, so I didn't have muscle memory, and my opponent wasn't where I expected, so I'm coming in at an angle, and we're going to get an unholy blob here, as my Plague Monks, Stormvermin, 2 dogs, 2 Rat Ogres, a Packmaster, and Deathmaster Snitch are all running into this area. So that's too many units in this area. I acknowledge that. But, 2 things. 1, key tech piece. If you do bring Deathmaster Snitch, remember that his Deathmaster Sigil is a bomb. So only use it on a target that's in enemy units, not your own. And is the Armor of Darkness down? The Armor of Darkness is down, so all my Wolf Rats have 75 armor. Go, Wolf Rats, go! Here comes the nuke. Bam! Look at the damage on that Ungor Herd. Anyway, yeah, so if you're using Snitch, remember that trick. Anyway, back to it. My heavily armored Rat Ogres with missile resistance and 90 armor don't give a single shit about all of the archers firing up. They don't give a fuck. They're chilling. They're big chilling. Oh god, they're taking actually a lot of damage anyway just because of the volume of fire, but they're chilling. We've killed so much stuff. The Butcher's Kalkengard down to half HP. Snitch is in here still trying to find a fight. Meanwhile, on the top side, we are just rolling over the Beastmen lines right now. These Ungors trying to hold as dogs and Plague Monks and Rat Ogres try and path past them to get onto the Ungor Raiders. My little ESHIN Sorcerer is even maybe going to go say hi to some Ungor Raiders just to stop them from shooting. So a lot of damage was traded, and the Beastmen are proving supreme right now. Deathmaster Snitch finally got in here through the press of his own guys' bodies. We do still have some Stormvermin fighting away. Stormvermin up there fighting away, just trying to get into the back line. Plague Monks get over here, and they're going to tear apart those Ungor Raiders. As my Packmaster and Rat Ogres are now teaming up against the Jibber Jabber Scythe. We got Traderkin. That was not nice. So we lost this blob fight. Despite all of our armor upgrades, there was still too much incoming fire, and the Butchers of Kalkengard are scary with their terror and stuff. So we have some dogs rallying, gonna drag them back into the fight and get them chasing after all of these archers. So we're finally killing those guys off, which is great. Deathmaster got a little spinny spin out, but a Chaos Spawn summon is here, which is very concerning for the Skaven. Skaven never love dealing with Chaos Spawn, unfortunately. Plague Monks still fighting away. And dogs and Plague Monks in the back line also doing good work. Now, Centaurs are nearby. That's going to be a little bit of a problem for me. But, oh well. Snitch's going to leave this fight. There's too many big things. He doesn't have enough support, so he's out of there. Pushing off Razorgore Herds and Ungor Raiders as well. Balance of power is slightly in the favor of the Skaven. And once again, we do have some rallying units. I have dogs sitting on the outskirts just waiting for orders because there was a lot going on, and I was dropping commands like a big old doofus. Centaurs do come in and bail out their archers from my dogs, which allows some of these guys to rally and start firing in. My Plague Monks took their absolute day out on the Centaurs, though. And Deathmaster Snitch is still trying to find somewhere to go. He's running for it. There's a Jibber Jabber Scythe after him, though. He's not really loving it. Packmaster is back here trying to support with Rat Ogres and Stormvermin to drag down the Butchers of Kalkengard. Snitch is running away. He decides, now that it's just a Bray Shaman of Wilds on a chariot, Snitch can take that fight, so he's going to try and fight this guy, kick his ass. Jabber Scythe is killing off my poor little caster, who has been, I think he's been periodically casting Armor of Darkness here and there, but it's really hard to notice. It's not like a big sexy spell. You can just see like Burning Head going down the line or something. More Centaurs are rejoining the fight. This guy is not having fun with Deathmaster Snitch, and now my Packmaster is here after him as well. Packmaster has 25 more speed, so he should easily catch up to that guy. The Brood Horrors are kind of janky in their animation, so it doesn't usually feel like they're much faster, but he's getting there. Molder Monsters regrouping for like the third time. We're getting our third wave now, and Plague Monks get run down in the distance. Snitch gets another poke onto the Bray Shaman of Wilds while these Wolf Rats try and get damage down. Butchers of Kalkengard are out here doing good Butchers of Kalkengard things. And the Jabber Scythe returns. Can we kill all these big single entities? It's tough. Armor of Darkness on my own ESHIN Sorcerer to try and keep him safe from these Ungor Raiders as he tries to get away. And there's a lot of routing. Between these two sides, there's a lot of routing going on. Snitch is stuck in here getting a lot of damage onto him. Dogs will fight those Ungor Raiders, push them back. More Ungor Raiders are rejoining the battle, though, which could be very concerning. And I have Skaven Slaves running to help my poor ESHIN Sorcerer, who flees for his life. Something is happening over here. Don't know what it was. The second Chaos Spawn summon is out. Snitch throws down a quick little net onto this Bray Shaman to try and catch up to him. Misses his first attack. Wanders in. I think he hit one there, maybe, but he's trying to catch that guy, chasing him off the battlefield. Rat Ogres and my Packmaster come out here to say hello to the archers, pushing them away. And Snitch does catch and kill the Traderkin caster. Now, these Chaos Spawn have actually taken a beating from all my infantry, despite the fact they're a summon, so they've only been there for like 30 seconds max. Butchers of Kalkengard are back. There's only 2 of them. I am running some Stormvermin out to deal with them, but the Stormvermin aren't feeling so hot. They immediately tear up from looking at the Butchers of Kalkengard. Oof. More Stormvermin up there fighting. Dogs are going to sweep up all of these archers. Deathmaster Snitch needs to return to the fold soon. Packmaster's hanging out with the Rat Ogres. I believe I'm waiting for his shock collar before engaging to get that ITP and extra stats. Stormvermin are now getting chased off by the Butchers of Kalkengard. Looks very silly. We continue to grind. We're also... Oh, that's what I was also waiting for. I really wanted the Chaos Spawn to go away before charging in. They're taking so much damage now, I decide it's probably time to get in there. Stormvermin. Big charge from the Jabber Scythe is probably going to push them off. There they go. And the Packmaster is in. Rat Ogres are in. Snitch is coming back in nearby. Dogs, like I said, have just chased off everything, so we're feeling pretty good. An Armor of Darkness is here once again. Onto these Rat Ogres. 90 armor for those guys. They are just fine with the way the world is. Bounce power is in my favor. Butcher's Calvin Guard still healing up, off in the distance. Actually, they're not healing because they're not in melee right now. No, they should just be healing. It looks like those two models are heal capped. More Rat Ogres pile in. There's the Shock Collar. I gave it to my super injured ones to give them more leadership and immune to psychology so they wouldn't terror out. I just needed them in here to sandwich the Jabber Scythe. Getting good damage. Snitch is going to try and charge in now that it's low and use his execution damage on it. We'll see if he hits. It should do like 700 damage in one shot. Yeah, he's missing it for now. There's a big shot. Yeah. Now that thing routes. It is a Skaven victory. The Armor of Darkness! While it's cool, the Armor of Darkness is cool. I think the problem is you have to take a melee lord. And none of the melee Skaven lords are really feeling good right now. Like, Snitch kind of paid for himself. My opponent didn't actually Traderkin Snitch all game. If he had overcast Traderkin on Snitch, I mean, he would have died in like 2 overcasts. So, yeah. I don't know. And then, like I said, I tried this build versus Lenorm, the series after this one, and he absolutely clapped me. It was awful. He had the Incarnate Elemental of Beasts, and even though that thing just has anti-large, it hit Snitch like 2 out of 2 times it swung at him. So he got down to 1/3 HP, and I tried to run away. And then I think he just Traderkin Snitch, and Snitch died. So, I'm probably going to replace him with a Greyseer. I'm also probably going to get rid of the Armor of Darkness guy and just get a Greyseer. The Greyseer also has that. And you save... If you do that, you probably save about 600 gold that I could put into getting more rush elements. So, yeah. But anyway, I mean, like, Snitch in this battle did good. Stormvermin did pretty darn well. Packmaster was a great support, as always. I love him hanging out with Rat Ogres and Wolfrats. Plague Monks cleared out a ton of infantry for me. Wolfrats did good. Skaven Slaves did fine. I liked the Armor of Darkness tech. I really did. I think the problem is the Lord slot. So if you're out there, I mean, you can try this as it is and just see how it goes for you. But yeah, I think you'll find that too. I think the Armor of Darkness, you'll be like, oh, this is kind of neat. This is fun. This is cool. My Rat Ogres feel nice and tanky. But I think you'll struggle to find a Lord that feels good. Maybe you could cut the Packmaster and go Throt. Maybe. But like the Packmaster's just better. The Packmaster's better than Throt. He's so good. I don't know. Up to you. It's worth experimenting around with. Armor of Darkness is very fun. For Eltharian Shades, Morgr did fine. His 2 Chaos Spawn summons were annoying. Trader King Caster and the Jabber Scythe did... Wow, the Jabber Scythe did really well. But the Summoner and the Butchers of Rage, Butcher Calgard, good God. We're struggling in this post-game. Those guys both did fine. Centaurs and Razorgores mixed. Archers, not great. I did mostly run them down with dogs, and the Ungors got murdered. GG.